Greetings, everyone. Well, I guess in a way you could call this the everything else Blu-ray update, because it's all sort of the stuff that wouldn't really fit into a larger group category. What do we got here? We got some westerns, comedy, got some classics and epics, and I guess we could almost call this the director's edition, because a lot of these are from notable directors that, personal favorite films of mine by these particular directors that I wanted to get into the collection. So let's see what we got today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, so I guess to start off with, the entertainment world got a bit of a shock recently when Ridley Scott's brother, Tony Scott, and fellow director, threw himself off a bridge, basically, killed himself. It was just blew everybody away. And at first, I wasn't entirely sure who he was. Like, I knew that he was Ridley Scott's brother, but I couldn't remember what he had directed and such, and I almost speculate. I wonder if he felt like he was in his brother's shadow, maybe. I don't know. It's impossible to say. Who knows what goes on in somebody's head, right? Especially if they keep it to themselves. But, a real tragedy for sure. And I, of course, as I'm sure many of us did, I went and checked out his IMDb profile and realized, hey, this guy's directed, a lot of movies that I've enjoyed over the years, and I didn't even make the connection, Well, I picked one of them up today, actually. This is one that I used to have on Laserdisc, and funny enough, I had my eye on this Blu-ray for a while anyway, and it just seemed like a good time to go back and revisit it. A classic tale, claustrophobic thriller set on a nuclear submarine, starring two fantastic actors, Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman, directed by Tony Scott, Crimson Tide. Yeah, I think this is a terribly underrated movie, and I really liked this one a lot. You heard the music. It has just a fantastic score, very driving and powerful. I wouldn't so much call this like a political thriller. I guess there's a little bit of politics in there, but for the most part, it's just about just the incredible tension aboard this nuclear submarine when they receive a partial transmission that may or may not indicate that they're about to go to war. And they have the ability to launch nuclear missiles from this sub, and they get a message that it may be the enemy is fueling their missiles, so get ready to launch. And then they get a garbled transmission that may or may not be orders countermanding the previous order, so may or may not be official orders. And then tension ensues, and then there's all this tension of, well, do we fire the missiles or do we wait for confirmation of that last order or what? And then there's, it's just fantastic, wonderful, taut, tense thriller of a movie. I got it as a gift on Laserdisc one year, and I wasn't even particularly into quote-unquote thrillers at the time, but this movie just blew me away. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm surprised that it doesn't have more attention than it does. Oh, what was I going to say? Yeah, the music score was actually used in countless movie trailers and such afterwards. A score is fondly regarded if it gets ripped off from movie trailers a lot afterwards. I remember the music from Aliens was used in a lot of trailers as well. So yeah, Crimson Tide, definitely a good one to check out. This was on sale for $7, so couldn't pass that up. And as near as I can figure is it actually carries over all the extras dating all the way back to the Laserdisc edition. Has some deleted scenes, has a making of featurette, has an on-set featurette, and that's pretty much it. But I remember showing the Laserdisc to some friends at the time, and they were really blown away, A, by the movie, but also B, by the picture and sound quality, because they'd never really seen Laserdisc before. It was one of my show-off discs for a while. It was good stuff. I haven't actually watched the Blu-ray yet, so I don't know how it compares in terms of picture quality, but I mean, for $7, I couldn't pass it up. It's an old favorite movie that I've been wanting to have back in the collection for a long time, so it seemed like a good time to do so. Then there's another one that I actually used to have on Laserdisc. I kind of wish I still had the Laserdisc edition because it was a nice display piece, but that's okay because all the content from that Laserdisc is on this Blu-ray edition. This is one of my all-time favorite movies by controversial director Oliver Stone. A movie that, was both critically acclaimed and derided when it first came out, but I said at the time, I think this is a movie that's going to be more fondly regarded and respected as time goes on and as it's looked back upon. And I think that's definitely true. I think in many ways it's just as relevant, if not more so, today as it was at the time. I'm, of course, talking about Oliver Stone's comment on 90s culture and the sensationalism of criminals, natural-born killers. And this is the director's cut. This is the version you want to see. I was all excited when I saw Natural-Born Killers got a digibook edition, but it was just the theatrical cut, so I didn't bother. I actually passed on it. This one, however, is almost like a digibook in a keep case. And the reason I say that is because, first off, you just have the disc, nice yin-yang symbol there. But with it, you actually have a 45-page book. I mean, look at how thick this is. It's basically effectively a digibook without the digibook packaging. It's got all these beautiful pictures in it and all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful edition. So, yeah, if you're a fan of Natural Born Killers like I am, definitely pick this up. You can usually find it dirt cheap. I think I got this for about $10. And definitely worth every penny. The Laserdisc edition I had, the Laserdisc was actually the first time the director's cut had been available. I've owned this movie several times over. I actually bought the original theatrical edition as a blind buy based on the recommendation of a friend of mine. He said, basically, if you like just film and film technique and stuff, you got to check out Natural Born Killers because there's just some really wild visuals. And at the time, there really hadn't been any other movies that looked like Natural Born Killers. You see a lot of that kind of style now of mixed media and whatnot. But at the time, in 1994, when it came out, you really didn't see that. It was really one of the first movies of that type. It was very experimental in terms of its visual style. And it's great. I love it. It's definitely a favorite film of mine. Just for the the visuals and just the over-the-top performances of everybody and the satire and the over-the-top violence and the social commentary. I think it's a beautiful film and really makes a powerful statement about sensationalism in the media. And I don't get when people don't get it. A lot of people just seem to take it at face value. You're like, oh, that movie's disgusting and it's just, so, glorifies violence and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, did you pay any attention at all to the movie? It's a movie about the glorification of violence. It is not glorifying violence itself, and more importantly, it's about sensationalism and turning, sensationalism in the media, turning horrible people into superstars, and that's exactly what it's about. Anyway, I think it's a wonderful, powerful film with some very striking visuals, and as my friend recommended to me, I will recommend to you, if you are into film and film technique, check it out, because it's quite a wonder to behold. And specifically, check out the director's cut, because it really is vastly superior to the theatrical cut in a lot of ways. And this particular edition is also loaded with extras. I mean, you've got hours upon hours of extras. You got commentary, deleted scenes, a lot of good, and the 45-page booklet, and you've also got some new documentaries on there that are exclusive to this Blu-ray edition that actually talk about it in a modern context, sort of if this kind of story or this kind of event were to occur today in our internet culture, how would it be different than the way it was portrayed in the movie? So, really good stuff. And I guess that was a little more in-depth than I meant to go, but that's okay, because it's worth it, because it's fucking awesome. Alright, so next up, so we got Tony Scott, we got Oliver Stone. Who's another good controversial director we can throw into the mix? How about this guy, Stanley Kubrick? Yeah, this is the beautiful new digibook edition. Oh, we got this falling. What is this? Oh, Matthew Modine's Full Metal Jacket diary, basically. Matthew Modine, actor who played Joker in this, is sort of personal recollections and whatnot. So again, we have this beautiful digibook, very nice. Now this is the remastered transfer that was done a few years ago. I remember there was a Blu-ray release of this, which was generally considered quite crappy, and then a year or two later they re-released it with a new transfer. That's the transfer that's on here, so it's the good version. So Full Metal Jacket 2 discs, got the movie on there, and then we have a second disc of Stanley Kubrick's Boxes, which is basically, I think, all behind-the-scenes footage and stuff like that. I haven't actually watched that yet. But I had not actually seen this movie since it was new. The last time I saw it, it was, I rented it on VHS. That's how long ago it was since I saw it. Yeah, seeing it again, I was really quite blown away by just how powerful a movie this is. I mean, everybody loves the whole boot camp sequence with, what's his face? What's his name? Yeah, Ronald Lee Ermey as the drill sergeant. He was just fantastic. I mean, he's easily one of the best drill sergeants ever to appear on screen. And a lot of people sort of slag off the latter half where they actually get out into the field and stuff. I loved this movie as a whole, like as a full cohesive story of showing. I mean, it was supposed to be about showing the transition of these innocent youths and their transition through boot camp into killing machines, essentially how they start off all innocent and idealistic, but then become just soldiers, killing machines, and that transition. And I think it showed it beautifully. I think it's a fantastic film, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And it was great to see it again in my older, wiser years now, and have a whole new appreciation for it. So next up, kind of straying away from the director theme here. You may recall a while back I picked up this beautiful 2-movie spaghetti western collection from Mill Creek. Really good. The film prints were in kind of rough shape, but there's definitely a hell of a lot more detail to be seen in these than in the DVD editions, which I do have in my spaghetti western sets as well. But yeah, just fantastic. Really, really good. Really kind of grindhousey feel to that. Well, they actually put out another volume, which I got. I actually picked this up with an Amazon gift certificate. Had enough to grab this. It was like $7, and it's a double bill. So you got Grand Duel, which again is on one of my sets, and Keoma, which is not on any of the sets. So that one's actually, I haven't watched Keoma yet. I did watch Grand Duel though, and it looks fantastic. Really, really nice. The thing I love about these sets is they really don't do any digital manipulation to them at all. They're just straight transfers from the film. Really high quality, high detail. Nice bit rate, and they look really good, actually. So big kudos to Mill Creek for doing a great job with these spaghetti western collections. I hope that this isn't the last we see of them. I'd really love to see more of these get the high-def treatment. I mean, not only are they affordable, but they're really picking the creme de la creme of the movies here and doing a great job of them. So, yeah, let's put that over here. Grand Duel. Good old Lee Van Cleef being a badass. Grand Duel is another one of the all-time greats. I rank it right up there with Death Rides a Horse. And then I actually found this one in the bargain bin for like $7. We have Monty Python, Almost the Truth, which is a 6-episode documentary all about the making of, just the history of Monty Python and everything. It comes in a nice slipcover. And this is the lawyer's cut. So, yeah, very cool. I have not watched this yet. I just picked it up today. But, I do love me some Monty Python. Sadly, my Monty Python DVD collection has been decimated over the past few years. I had to sell pretty much the whole damn thing, so that kind of sucks. Now, this last one, I'm actually going to do a full video about because it's huge and deserves a full video. For now, I'll just give you sort of a tantalizing glimpse just so you can see that I got it. This is easily my second favorite classic epic movie of all time. What's my first favorite? That would be Lawrence of Arabia, which apparently is getting a Blu-ray release either later this year or early next year, finally. Apparently there was some damage to the film prints, and it took a little longer to restore than they had anticipated, and that's why it's taken so long. However, this one got a Blu-ray release, I guess last year or earlier this year. And I've had my eye on it ever since and just been wanting to get it. Well, I had a little bit of extra money recently, and could not resist. Especially given that this is such a limited edition, I didn't want it to disappear. And being a Warner release, you know how Warner likes to have their good stuff go out of print. I'm, of course, talking about the 50th anniversary edition of Ben-Hur. That's right. Now, I don't know. We don't get very low numbers here in BC. Let's see. It's a total of, there's 125,000 copies of this in circulation. The one I got is number 64,926. It's almost smack dab in the middle of the run. Yeah, there you go. So let's put these back up here. And actually, hold on a second. Let me do this, maybe, sort of. Oh, there. That kind of works. Alrighty, so there we go. This is a fantastic edition. I haven't sat down and watched it yet, but I have taken a look through it, just at the contents and whatnot. I'm going to do like a full video about it for sure, because it's just a beautiful deluxe edition. And we'll crack it open and take a look at the insides and everything. But needless to say, there is a shit ton of swag, and as near as I can figure, it does include absolutely everything that was in the 4-disc DVD edition that I had a while ago. I no longer have that edition, so I can't do a direct side-by-side comparison. But I did take a look at the list of features on this, compared it to what I had, and it did appear to be identical, plus, of course, some new stuff for the Blu-ray edition here. So I actually sold the old 4-disc edition a while back with the intent of picking this up, which I finally did. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Yeah, Lawrence of Arabia I probably won't wait quite so long to get, because it's one that I've been waiting for a very long time, and it is absolutely my favorite epic of all time. And this is a very close second. I think this is just a fantastic film, and it's great to see it get a nice big deluxe Blu-ray edition like that. This is another one I've had a few times over. I actually did have it on Laserdisc back in the day, just a bare bones 2-disc Laserdisc set. It needed 2 discs to fit all the movie on it. Actually, it may have even been 3 discs now that I think about it. But anyway, there's a lot of discs, big gatefold set, and then there was the 4-disc DVD edition, of course, and now this. But like each successive release of Ben-Hur has been more deluxe than the last. So, yeah, I can't complain about that. It certainly deserves it. Alrighty, I think that's it for the updates, folks. We got through them all. It's amazing. Only took, what, 5 videos of talking very fast about a lot of stuff. Yeah, well, I don't know that I'm going to do individual videos about absolutely everything that you've seen in the updates, but quite a few of them will anyway. I do have some plans for those, but at the very least I wanted to get the update side of things out of the way, just so you know, knew what stuff I'd picked up in recent months. And yeah, oh, one other thing I picked up, I completely forgot to mention, so I'll just throw it in randomly here. Killzone 2 for the PS3. There we go. We'll put that next to Full Metal Jacket. Awesome first-person shooter. Had a blast with it. Planning to pick up Killzone 3 very soon. Yeah, I found that Killzone 2 was just one of those games that was a wonderful stress relief at the end of the day. And, you know, and it was just a great first-person shooter. I really enjoyed it a lot. Super slick controls, decent story, you know, some great voice acting, cinematics that weren't overly intrusive. They were just cool to watch and got you pumped up for the action. And, yeah, good stuff. Alrighty, folks. Well, that is definitely it from me to you for now. So until next time, whatever that may be, I'll probably just do another repost after this. Maybe another retro episode. I think it's about time we did another retro episode. Yeah. So, yeah. That is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. But for the most part, it's just about, you know, two... This is going to take a lot of editing. Which apparently is getting a Blu-ray release early next year, I think. But the fuck. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. I think I'll leave that in.